To perform an electrical load calculation for a laundromat, start by assessing the individual electrical demands of each appliance and system. Begin with the branch circuits. Firstly, calculate the total amperage for the 240 volts dryers. With 4 dryers each drawing 12 amps, the total load is 4 times 12 amps, which equals 48 amps. This load typically requires 2 circuits to accommodate the amperage. Secondly, for the 120 volts dryers, there are 10, each consuming 16 amps, resulting in a total of 160 amps. This will need approximately 8 circuits. Thirdly, address the 240 volts washers, which are divided into 3 groups based on their amperage. The first group has 4 washers at 7.6 amps each, totaling 30.4 amps, requiring 1 circuit. The second group has 4 washers at 5 amps each, totaling 20 amps, also requiring 1 circuit. The third group has 4 washers at 3.8 amps each, totaling 15.2 amps, again requiring 1 circuit. Fourthly, for the 120 volts washers, there are 12, each drawing 10 amps, totaling 120 amps. This will need about 6 circuits. Fifthly, the gas water heaters, although gas-powered, still have an electrical component, with 2 heaters at 5 amps each, totaling 10 amps, which can be accommodated by 1 circuit. Sixthly, the coin machine requires 12 amps, which can be served by 1 circuit. Seventhly, the oil furnaces, with 2 units at 12 amps each, total 24 amps, needing 2 circuits. Eighthly, calculate the load for the general outlets. With approximately 25 outlets, assuming each draws about 1.5 amps, the total is 37.5 amps, which would need 2 circuits. Ninthly, the arcade games, with 10 units at 10 amps each, total 100 amps, requiring about 5 circuits. Next, consider the feeder load. The wall-mounted heater rated at 10 kilowatts will draw approximately 41.67 amps at 240 volts. Now calculate the total load. Sum the amperage from all the branch circuits, which is 574.1 amps. Add the feeder load of 41.67 amps to get the total amperage before applying any demand factors. Apply demand factors, which recognize that not all equipment will operate at maximum capacity simultaneously. According to the National Electrical Code, (NEC), Table 220.86, commercial laundromats typically have a demand factor of 0.75. Multiply the total branch circuit load of 574.1 amps by 0.75, resulting in a calculated load of 430.58 amps. Multiply the feeder load of 41.67 amps by 0.75, resulting in a calculated load of 31.25 amps. Now, determine the service size. Add the adjusted branch circuit load of 430.58 amps to the adjusted feeder load of 31.25 amps. This sums to 461.83 amps. Based on this calculation, either a 400 amps or 500 amps service is recommended to accommodate the laundromat's electrical demands, while also providing some headroom for future expansion. For electrical distribution, consider the following. The main breaker should be rated at either 400 amps or 500 amps, based on the service size chosen. A sub-panel for the branch circuit should be rated at 100 amps or 200 amps, depending on the number and type of circuits. A separate sub-panel for the feeder, specifically the wall-mounted heater, should be rated at 50 amps or 75 amps, providing dedicated power and control. There are also additional considerations. A ventilation system will likely be required to manage heat and humidity, so refer to local codes and the manufacturer's recommendations for specific electrical requirements. Laundry soap dispensers are typically low power and their electrical load may be negligible, but it is important to confirm their specifications. Ensure there is adequate water flow and pressure for all washing machines and water heaters, as this can indirectly affect electrical load if pumps are used to maintain pressure. Proper drainage is also critical for water heaters and washing machines to prevent water damage and ensure efficient operation. Remember to consult the latest edition of the National Electrical Code, or NEC, and local electrical codes for specific requirements and regulations in location. Local codes may have additional requirements or restrictions that must be followed. Also, consider energy-efficient appliances and systems. Upgrading to energy-efficient washers, dryers, and water heaters can significantly reduce the electrical load and operating costs of the laundromat. It is also advisable to engage a licensed electrical contractor. A qualified electrician can perform a detailed load calculation, ensure compliance with all applicable codes, and properly install the electrical service and distribution equipment. Performing a thorough electrical load calculation is essential for ensuring the safe and efficient operation of a laundromat. By carefully considering all electrical loads, applying appropriate demand factors, and planning for future expansion, it is possible to design an electrical system that meets the needs of the business and complies with all applicable regulations. Proper ventilation is crucial in a laundromat environment. High humidity and heat generated by the dryers can lead to discomfort for customers and potential damage to equipment. A well-designed ventilation system helps to remove excess moisture and heat, maintaining a comfortable and safe environment. Consider installing exhaust fans strategically throughout the laundromat to effectively remove hot, humid air. Ensure that the exhaust fans are properly sized to handle the volume of air in the space. Position the exhaust fans near the dryers and other heat-generating equipment to maximize their effectiveness. Consider installing a heat recovery system to capture waste heat from the dryers and use it to preheat incoming air or water. This can significantly reduce energy consumption and lower operating costs. Additionally, consider the placement of the laundromat's equipment. Proper placement of washers, dryers, and other equipment can improve workflow and reduce the risk of accidents. Arrange the equipment in a logical order, with washers near the water supply and dryers near the ventilation system. Ensure that there is adequate space between machines to allow for easy access and maintenance. Consider the placement of folding tables, seating, and other amenities to create a comfortable and convenient environment for customers. Also, consider the lighting in the laundromat. Proper lighting is essential for creating a safe, welcoming, and functional environment. Use energy-efficient lighting fixtures such as LED lights to reduce energy consumption and lower operating costs. Provide adequate lighting throughout the laundromat, paying particular attention to areas where customers will be folding clothes or using machines. Consider using natural light whenever possible to reduce the need for artificial lighting. Install task lighting in specific areas, such as over folding tables or near machines, to provide additional illumination for specific tasks. Regularly inspect and maintain the electrical system to ensure its safe and reliable operation. Schedule regular inspections by a qualified electrician to identify and address any potential problems. Check for loose connections, damaged wiring, and other signs of wear and tear. Repair or replace any damaged components promptly to prevent electrical hazards. Keep the electrical panels and equipment clean and free of obstructions. Ensure that all electrical outlets and switches are properly grounded. Train employees on basic electrical safety procedures, such as how to identify and respond to electrical hazards. Provide employees with appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and safety glasses, when working with electrical equipment. Ensure that all electrical work is performed by a qualified electrician. Keep accurate records of all electrical inspections, maintenance, and repairs. These records can be helpful for troubleshooting problems and demonstrating compliance with safety regulations. Furthermore, it is important to have a written emergency plan that outlines procedures for responding to various emergencies, including electrical fires, power outages, and other incidents. Ensure that all employees are familiar with the emergency plan and know how to respond in the event of an emergency. Post emergency contact information and procedures in a visible location. Conduct regular drills to practice emergency procedures and ensure that employees are prepared to respond effectively. Consider installing a backup power system to provide electricity during power outages. This can help to minimize disruptions to service and prevent damage to equipment. A generator or uninterruptible power supply, or UPS, can provide backup power for essential equipment such as lighting, security systems, and critical appliances. Finally, consider the environmental impact of the laundromat's operations and take steps to minimize its carbon footprint. Use energy-efficient appliances and equipment to reduce energy consumption. Conserve water by using water-efficient washers and implementing water-saving practices. Recycle materials such as cardboard, paper, and plastic to reduce waste. Use environmentally friendly cleaning products and detergents. Educate customers about the importance of conservation and encourage them to adopt sustainable practices. By taking these steps, it is possible to create a laundromat that is both profitable and environmentally responsible.